What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another video. Today's topic I want to discuss is the benefits and strengths of exposing your weaknesses, your flaws, your insecurities, letting it out there. You know, those things we have about ourselves that we just stifle down, we don't want anybody to know about. How could it possibly be a good thing to talk about the things we just think are the worst things about us, and what the actual benefits are about, you know, just laying it on the table and what it actually does. So I'm gonna take you back to like sometime last week. So I'm sitting at a table with some of my coworkers, and the topic of like call-ins comes up, and for whatever reason I decided to like share. I've had a couple call-ins at work this year, but it's been for kind of weird reasons. Like there's nights where I just have these panic attacks and horrible insomnia, and I just can't fall asleep. So I call in, and I feel bad calling, like, hey, like, I don't think I'm just mentally well, I can sleep tonight. Or some days I just call in because I feel depressed, or I just don't feel up for a 12-hour shift in an emergency and trauma unit. But it's just like, how do you just call in and tell someone like, hey, I just don't feel up for showing up for work today. I'm not like throwing up or vomiting. I just it's just not in the cards for me. So I'm talking with some workers and come on the topic of call-ins, and I guess I've had like maybe 2 beers, so I'm up for sharing. So I'm like, yeah, I feel pretty bad about it. I called in for some weird shit. Like, this is embarrassing for me to talk about, but I called in because I had panic attacks one night, or one night I just didn't feel mentally well. And like, it was eye-opening to me, because I'm at a table with like 6 of my coworkers, and then they all look at me and they pretty much just say things like, yeah, that's happened to me too. Like mental health days, I'm so about that. Another coworker chimes in like, yeah, I've had insomnia too a couple nights and had to call in. Another one chimes in like, yeah, I definitely have those days where I just mentally don't feel like working in an emergency and trauma unit, and I just need the day off. And it was such a great experience to realize that other people felt the exact same way I did. And even like doing some of these YouTube videos and sharing like personal things about things that happened to me with you guys, like, it's just like amazing, like when I see a comment about someone who's going through the exact same thing, or someone who's been feeling the same thoughts or experiencing the same thing. And you know what? It's a great feeling, because it makes you just not feel alone. Then all of a sudden, like, this thing I thought was just like really horrible and like I was kind of disappointed about turns into something that, wow, I'm just human and I'm completely normal. So that's the first benefit of just showcasing your vulnerabilities and weaknesses, so to speak, is that you'll find out that you're not alone. And a lot of people are actually going through the things that you're going through, and it's okay to feel the way that you're feeling. The second thing I want to talk about is I've discovered that sharing your weaknesses and your insecurities actually makes people more comfortable around you and like you a little bit more. So an example I'm going to throw out there is this date I went on a couple weeks ago, and we met up, and I could tell from the get-go that, you know, she was very, very uncomfortable and just very, very nervous. So I think the first thing I talk about is I just tell her something really embarrassing about myself. And I'm like, yeah, you know, before I came up here, I'm kind of a nerd. This is like embarrassing for me to like, you know, just showcase. It's not like, oh, I'm like rich and I make money. I have a nice car. It's not like me like promoting myself up. I'm actually talking myself down. Like, yeah, I watch this like YouTube channel with this like guy who like plays video games, and he just kind of talks about commentary, and God, it's like such a nerdy little hobby. And you know, like, oh man, and I'm like 29, but I still think Pokemon's cool, because like I grew up with it, and I don't think you get too old for Pokemon. But it's kind of weird because, you know, walk down the street and it's like these little 12-year-olds just like playing Pokemon Go, and I'm just like, I'm an adult, but I still think that's cool. And instantly, like, just sharing little things about myself, or, you know, I even like talking about like, oh, I kind of have like this belly. Look, check it out. I'm getting a little pudgy lately. But not like in a beat myself up, look at my flaws and things I've got going on kind of way, but just like in a playful, aka also I'm kind of okay with it kind of way. And instantly what I noticed is that the girl went from feeling uncomfortable to just all of a sudden very comfortable, very open to talking to me, very receptive, and we went on to have a nice evening together. Just goes to show you the 2 benefits of sharing your vulnerabilities, sharing your insecurities, your weaknesses, putting them out there for the world to see. Is 1, you don't feel alone, and it feels great to not feel alone. It feels great to realize that you're actually human and normal. And secondly, people will open up to you, and they actually like you better when you're not on some pedestal and you showcase your humanity and your humility to the world to see, people will just resonate with you more, and people will be more comfortable around you. People will be more open to talking to you, and people actually kind of like you a little more, because you don't share personal things like that with people you don't secretly, kind of like if I just go up to like a stranger and we have a conversation, I just open up with something like that about me, they all of a sudden like, wow, they must think I'm like cool or something to actually open up about this with me and blah blah, and then they just kind of like you a little more. It works, guys, it works. So this video is short and sweet. Share your weaknesses. You're not alone. It's kind of therapeutic to do so, and you'll be happy you did, and people will like you better and feel more comfortable around you. Done. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. It's my goal this year to turn out more content, ideally weekly content, but also reach as many people this year and kind of spread my message to whoever it'll help. So if you enjoyed this video, help your boy out. Please leave a like, comment, share with your friends, your family, your dog, whoever. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button and the little bell thing so you get posted next time I do an upload. Rocky Night, out.